Mhm. Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from www.thebeautyinspirit.com. I hope you guys are doing well. Now this is your weekly reading for this week. Now this is for the 3rd through to the 9th, I believe. So of November. You are seeing this video on a Friday when usually you see my videos on a Wednesday or a Thursday, but that's because this week has been a bit hectic. A lot has been going on, and so I thought today I didn't even think today would be the best day to do it. It just turned out that I just was forced to do it today. So yeah, I've put down the cards because I've had, just like usual, I've had to make this video like a second time around. It's because I always get tongue tied. This is something that always happens, so I always have to make the video like more than once. But yeah, the this week is a bit challenging, the cards. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but do you know what? I think that for some people, this challenge might have started last week, because last week, especially towards the end of the week, we had the 5 of Wands. That I said for some people will probably mean that maybe you're taking part in some kind of competitive sport or just a gathering of people, and it might be a fun situation. It didn't have to be a challenging situation, but I felt for some it might be a situation where it was going to be a challenge, like you might have an argument or a disagreement with somebody else. So I guess it depends on how it showed up for you towards the ending of the week. And then also we had the 3 of Swords show up as well, and so those were kind of a bit more challenging cards. And then it's like this week there's still a bit more challenge going on as well, but you know what, we can deal with these energies, we can deal with those energies. And also something else, I always feel that when challenging situations come up, particularly in these kind of weekly readings, I'll tell you, don't uh don't fixate on them. Just because it showed up in the reading, don't fixate on it or think that, oh my gosh, this week is just going to be heinous or something, because it doesn't have to be heinous, because this is a very general reading, and it can show up different ways for different people, because even these 3 cards can mean something different depending on your situation. Because each card in the tarot has a light side and has a shadow side. Like there's not even one card in the tarot that strictly means something negative. It has like a positive side and a challenging side, and so it can show up different ways for different people, even though it represents like the same card, so, or the energy of of that card. So the first one that showed up is the which would be the 7 of Swords. In the standard like traditional tarot, in this deck it is deception and envy. Now this card, it can be talking about you being maybe a bit envious of somebody else, but it can also mean somebody else being this way towards you. Now, and it also can be, and especially when I see this guy here lifting up this mask, it's almost like this card is saying that you're going to see the true colors of somebody that is in your life at the beginning of this week. And I'm not trying to say true colors as in to say like it's going to be necessarily all bad, because to be honest, even people that might even be envious of you, um they may not necessarily be bad people or be the worst kind of people, because sometimes a person can be just jealous of you or envious only because of the fact that you have something that they feel that maybe they want and they don't have. But sometimes that can just show up. Sometimes that can just, you can be close friends with somebody, and you could have been close friends like the majority of your life, and then let's say that friend gets married, or that friend um buys a property, or that friend wears a really nice outfit and then instantly for some reason you're feeling some type of way about it, and you might not even be like a jealous or envious person like naturally, but for some reason you're just feeling some type of way about it, and you shouldn't really be, and it's probably not nice, but sometimes that can just show up. And so what I would say is, if this is you personally, I always believe that the way to get over these things or get through these things is to know what it is that you have in your life that is really special and exceptional. Because trust me, you do have something. You have something that somebody else is looking at you and thinking, wow, I wish I had that, whatever that is. And so it's all about, I think you kind of get through feeling jealous or envious when you understand and you know what it is that you have that makes you special, that makes you who you are. And so then you don't have to focus on other people and what they have. And also, if this is an energy that somebody is directing your way, like they're jealous or envious of you, and this is something that you're beginning to see in them, maybe they're not being that supportive of you at this time, I would say try and be understanding with this person. And try to look at it from the perspective of, do you know what? Something really must be going on with them that is lacking in their life if they're really going to be envious of you and your situation. Because to me, that's the only way these feelings show up, is when something within yourself you feel like you don't have and you want. And so that's why it's like you can't stand seeing somebody else with it. But yeah, just try to be understanding of this individual and deal with them accordingly as well. Try not to, if somebody is coming to you in that kind of way, just try not to take it personally. um and then the next card, when this showed up, I was like, oh, come on, please. Is the devil. Now, to me, showing up next to that first card, what the devil can be saying is this might be a relationship that you have with somebody else. And when I say relationship, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm just talking about friendship, family member, somebody that is in your circle or whatever. It could be a situation where it's trying to say that this isn't a healthy relationship that you have with this person. When I To be honest, to seeing these cards next to each other, it makes me feel like this could be a relationship that you knew wasn't that good for a while. So it's not something, it's like you might come to the realization about this person almost like now you're finally seeing it. That's the kind of impression I get with these two cards. It's like now all of a sudden you're seeing who this person really is, but it's almost like this person could have been showing you who they were for like the longest time, but maybe you were making excuses for them, or you just didn't want to believe certain things or whatever. And then it's like now all of a sudden things are becoming more apparent to you. And what the devil can represent is a situation where you feel trapped in a situation, stuck in a situation that isn't the best for you. It can have other meanings that come up as well, but I'm just reading it like in relation to this first card that showed up at the beginning of the week. And it's saying that you can free yourself. Like if you look at this card, which is something I've never noticed until I did this challenge this week, but he has a key here. He has a key that he's reaching for, and you probably can't make it out, but there's the hole for the key. Like there's the keyhole there on his chest, and then the key is here. So it's almost like it's saying that you can free yourself from this situation. You don't have to feel stuck in this situation, but it's a choice that you have to make. It's definitely a choice that you have to make. And if it doesn't even show up like in relation to someone else, this card can also show up in relation to what are the things that you need to kind of get rid of in your life right now. What are the things that you need to free yourself from right now? Because it's saying that there might be some unhealthy situations going on with you that you really need to focus on and look at. And this is the best time to be able to free yourself from that situation or from whatever it is that may not be conducive to you at this time. And the last card, which to be honest I was happier to see, I was happier to see this card because this is the Hierophant with wisdom. And the reason why I liked seeing this card showing up after everything else is because for me it's saying that this situation right here, the previous cards that are showing up, these things are happening for you to gain a sense of wisdom, a sense of knowledge, a sense of understanding. Experiences help us to grow, they help us to evolve, they help us to learn. And so therefore it's like just like this Hierophant, he's like the high priest, he's a teacher. he is a teacher because of his experiences. As you can see, he's an older gentleman. um and he can be an advisor to others, like he has his biblical text in his hand. He can, he can advise other people, he can guide other people from his own experiences, from the things that he knows, the studying that he's done. And so it's almost like these cards are saying that, if anything shows up at the beginning of the week that is a bit difficult for you to deal with, or feels like it's difficult for you to deal with at the time, it's saying that you are going to see by the ending of the week why it is that you had to go through that experience, how that experience was valuable to you now. And I like that message, because sometimes things can happen to us and we can really rack our brains thinking, why on earth did this have to happen? But when I look at these cards, it's almost like you see something, you're able to see the truth of a situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it is about yourself, whether it's about someone else. You can see the reality of what is going on in this situation finally, and then now all of a sudden you can free yourself from that kind of negative situation. And by the end of the week, it's like you can see why it is you had to free yourself, why it is that this person or this thing has been the way it has been. But it's, in a way, even though like it's a challenge, it's a good challenge, because wisdom comes from this. So, and I'm going to look at the card underneath. The card underneath is patience and planning. So to me, this underneath card is always like, it's almost like what is going on like underneath, like at the bottom of everything, what the tone of this reading is. And when I think of patience and planning in relation to this situation, it's kind of saying that in order to work through this kind of whatever you're going through, whatever, for you to work through, is going to take time, and it's going to mean that things have to be put into plan in order for it to fully develop and for it to grow. And so it's weird, because this card makes me feel like this situation that you're going through, it may not be something that just happens this week and then it's over with. It may be something where, especially if you are having to look at your life, look at things that you have to release that aren't good for you, it could be saying that this might take patience, this might take some time to really get over some demons that you may have, that may arise. Because the devil card can also represent things like addictions too, and things. And I'm not trying to say that this is it means addictions for every single person that is watching, but if you think about something that you are addicted to, or even if it is someone that you've known for the longest time, and then you come to this realization about this person, these are things that take time for you to deal with. Like, you're not just gonna just get over it and that's just gonna be it. It takes time to be able to work through, to get over these issues. If you're addicted to, I don't know, food, cigarettes, alcohol, anything, like, you can be addicted to so many different things, and all those things is a process. It's never just, you can't just, most people can't go cold turkey. Like, it takes time, it takes effort. So this week might be the beginning of that. It might be the beginning stage of you releasing something that may take some time for you to fully be able to deal with and get through. But I feel like it's moving in the right direction though. It's like this week something is gonna happen that is gonna move you in a better direction. Even though it may not feel that way initially. So, okay, you guys, I'll see you. Take care. Bye.